Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, welcome to the greatest show on earth. I am Chris, aka Mr. Crow Science, and this beautiful young gentleman to my left or right, or however you say it is.
It's Aaron, aka the Handy Outdoor Nerd. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight.
Absolutely, and I'm going to say it, Merry Christmas. I got my ugly Christmas sweater on. Love it. Check that out. Or Happy Hanukkah, or Kwanzaa, or whatever you happen to celebrate. Or if you don't celebrate anything, then Happy Friday. How about that? There you go. Just so you guys know, if you had the chance to catch that intro, you guys don't see us in the background, but both of us are totally doing Night at the Roxbury as it's going. Oh yeah. Truth. All right, Aaron, how are you, buddy?
I'm still getting over this stupid cold. It's better, but I'm still getting over it. Although, apparently, it makes my voice sound even better.
Have you ever watched Friends?
Yes.
So,
yes, I have.
Do you know what I'm talking about? There's an episode where Phoebe is playing in the coffee shop and she gets sick. And when she
Yes,
gets
her
sick,
voice.
she starts to sing in a sexy voice. And then when she
And
got
she
better,
gets better.
she stopped singing good.
You. So, yeah, I did a short live stream on TikTok a couple weeks ago, and someone commented, said, "I like your voice."
And
And
you said, "Step off, I'm married."
it was hilarious. I was like, thank you. I didn't know that my voice sounded as deep as it did since the cold set in, until I actually watched the replay. And I was like, whenever we had Kiki Faye on. It was the day after that one. And I was like, oh, wow, my voice sounds completely different now.
My name's Aaron.
That is my radio voice. That is my radio voice.
Honestly, you know what it reminds me of? You watch, what was it? It was the Avengers movie, Infinity War. When Thor ends up on the Guardians of the Galaxy ship, and he's like, and Peter Quill's like, "This is how I always talk." You know?
This is how I always talk. Blah!
Yeah. I think you're playing it up for the camera a little bit there.
Actually, whenever we do our show, I actually speak from my diaphragm compared to normal, and I actually kind of just focus on how I speak a little more instead of, well, I'm changing my voice to one thing or another.
That's it. Today's special guest, Yoda.
So,
you guys didn't even know.
Oh, that's not Yoda. We'll do Snagglepuss if you like. Haven't the Murgatroyd crit, so it's that sexy sweater again. High score.
I love the high score, actually. 12, 25, 420. There's this YouTuber called Davey504. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He plays the bass, and he is ridiculous. He's just really funny, and everything that he does, it's always 69 or 420. Every single number that he ever says anything about on his channel, he's like, "I had 69,420 subscribers" or something. And then he'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sad because I don't have 69 anymore," or whatever. It's funny. Okay. Well, first of all, I'd like to say, if you guys are watching live, thank you. We appreciate it. If you are watching after the fact, you're watching the replay, that's cool. We get that too. And we just appreciate you guys' support of the show. So we got a couple of things we want to talk about today. First of all, I would love to talk about cool prints, except my cool prints are all in my coffin, and I actually don't have any here at home with me. Do you have anything cool that you printed recently, Aaron?
That would be this from the last show that you missed because you were playing in the snow.
I was out in the snow. We weren't supposed to be in the snow. We went up to a cabin up in the mountains, and it snowed when we got there. And I've been checking the weather, and I asked my father-in-law. He has his pilot's license, and so he has all the fancy weather apps where he tracks like everything, you know, all the pressure systems and all the storms and everything, so that he knows whether or not he can fly, you know. So
yeah,
I was asking him, you know, is it going to be all right? Are we going to be okay? Do I need to bring my truck, or can I bring my minivan? Because the kids fit better in the minivan. They're more comfortable in the minivan, but we can still fit in my truck if we had to, you know. And so I asked him, you know, do I need to bring the truck, or can I take the minivan? And he's like, oh, you guys will be fine in your van. It's not going to snow. It's not going to snow. It's not going to snow. And then we showed up and woke up the next morning, and it wasn't that much snow, but it was like maybe 2 or 3 inches of snow, which because you have to go like up and down a hill to get to where the cabin is. And so my little minivan would not have made it up the hill to get out. So luckily all the snow melted by the time we left on Sunday, but we were pleasantly surprised with a little bit of snow on our weekend, on Thanksgiving weekend. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
What about you, Aaron? How was your Thanksgiving?
Well, I worked, so
there you go.
Yep. Spent time with Carter and slept. And I got up and went to work. So not a whole lot.
Well, so I wanted to talk to you about a couple of things. I tried to pull up. Let's see this. I tried to pull up my. There we go. I want to talk to you a couple of things. So, first thing that I want to talk about is I wanted to ask your help in an endeavor. So I was on Facebook maybe a week or so ago, and one of my good friends had posted online something about their kid wanted a pumpkin robot for Christmas. And she was like, he's definitely not getting a pumpkin robot. And my wife remembered that the robot that I showed you guys on Halloween that had the little trick-or-treat bucket on top. So my wife had remembered that, and she goes, oh, Chris can totally make you a pumpkin robot. And she was like, oh, yeah, I'll definitely take you up on that. So now I've been voluntold to make a pumpkin robot for this little 4-year-old boy, which is fine. I don't mind doing. But I finally nailed down what their definition of a pumpkin robot is, right? So, because when you think of robot, or a little kid thinks of robot, you might mean 2 different things. Like when I think of robot, I go straight to BattleBots, which RIP Tombstone. If you guys know what I'm talking about, then leave a comment. RIP Tombstone. But
I know what you're talking about.
So anyways, I think BattleBots. I think of, you know, a robot that, you know, drives around on the ground and does some sort of a task, right? But when he thinks of robots, he thinks of like Iron Man, right? So like he thinks of like Hulkbuster Iron Man. Like he thinks of like an action figure type robot. Buzz Lightyear to him is like a robot. And so that's what he thinks of. And he wants a pumpkin, basically he wants a pumpkin action figure that's robotic-y. So I've been thinking and thinking and thinking of how I was going to make a pumpkin action figure. And I've been searching Thingiverse and My Mini Factory and everywhere. I've been looking and looking and looking to see what I was going to do. And I finally decided what I'm going to do is I need to make a pumpkin body, like torso. I'm going to make like a pumpkin torso, and then I'm going to punch holes in it so that it will accept the connectors for Joe Larson's mechs, his print-a-block mechs. And so I think if I do that, then I can print out a whole bunch of print-a-block stuff, and then he can make his own custom pumpkin robot however he wants it to be. If he wants it to have a big scorpion tail on the back, if he wants it to have arms, legs. My wife is giving me hints as to what I should get her for Christmas right now. Sorry.
Mortal Kombat 11.
So anyways, so I am requesting some help because you guys know my modeling skills. We've had this conversation many times. I want it to look good, and I was having a little bit of trouble trying to figure out. I mean, because I could take somebody else's pumpkin and I could just punch holes in it. Like, I could do that. I'm not selling it or anything, so I don't think that I'd be breaking any rules that way. But
that's actually where my mind was going. But my mind was also going to the man who created them, Joe Larson. Have him just create a pumpkin with slots in it because he's already got the stuff in there. And bam, Bob's your uncle. You're good to go. Because it's not like you're selling it.
Right.
So it's for a kid's Christmas. I think he'd be down to do that for you.
Yeah, but I don't know. Even though I'm about to take advantage of you, I hate taking advantage of my friends. You know what I mean? Like, I hate making people do stuff for me without any type of compensation. And it's funny because I'm the opposite way when it comes to like helping people. Like, if anybody asks me for help, like, boom, I'm there. Like, I will drop anything and everything that I'm doing to go and help somebody out. But I'm always really like, I don't know that I want to like ask somebody else for help because I feel like I'm imposing in some way or whatever.
Oh, I understand that. Completely understand that.
So, I wanted to try to make my own pumpkin with a little jack-o'-lantern face. And I thought it would be really interesting if we could do a quick tutorial, because I've been practicing this lately. It'd be really cool if we could do a quick tutorial on how to take an object that already exists and punch something out of it or attach something to it in some sort of 3D modeling software. Does that make sense?
Yes, and you can somewhat do that in Fusion. I don't remember the steps to do it. I have to look it up every single time on how to do.
If Eddie were here,
mesh, you gotta.
I think everyone's mad at me because we don't have any viewers at this moment. But
it's because you should tag them in the post. That's what you should do.
I did. I did a comment on it, and I tagged 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 people. I tagged in that. And
no, they probably still haven't gotten the notification, or who knows. That's all right.
But it's fine.
Eddie's not been in the past couple of ones. Eddie's not been in.
I don't do this for the views. I do it because it's fun and people can watch it later. So that's great. Anyways, I've been learning how to do it in Tinkercad. And so I thought maybe I could
Yeah,
do.
Tinkercad. It was my thought on being the
Tinkercad is
easiest to
seriously
do
so stinking easy, and I know that
because
Eddie kind of looks down on it a little bit, but you know what?
well,
For stuff like
Eddie
this,
likes it.
Tinkercad is perfect.
Yeah. But yeah, in Fusion 360, you gotta import the model, then you gotta convert the model over into VREP and VMesh and all these weird steps you gotta go through. And I can never remember the exact process, and I
Yeah,
always end
it's
up not making it work.
It's like seriously really hard.
Which is what she said.
Sure.
I don't know if I'd said this, but my friend Cody said, Aaron, you are the Michael Scott of my friends.
You're the Michael Scott of my friends. I don't know
Because
how I
I'm
feel
always
about
doing
that.
That's what she said. We were fishing, and I had said that.
I'm not sure how I would feel about that.
I took it as a compliment. It was hilarious.
Okay.
He always says it too. He'll go, "That's what she said," whenever I say something. So, but I say it like all the time.
So what I'm going to do,
You.
I am going to. Here we go. I'm gonna open up a couple of files that already exist, and I'm gonna show how to kind of put them together and do stuff. Open up that one, and then open up one more, and then I'll share my screen. Let's see. How do I want to do this? This one, maybe? Do this one. See if it'll let me. I'm using low poly dynos so that I don't accidentally put too many polygons on. Tinkercad has an issue if you have too many polygons. Okay. All right, I'm going to share my screen. I'll show you guys what I've been learning because I was watching a show yesterday. This one. So I was watching a show yesterday, and on the show it was one of those like holiday baking shows or whatever. That yes, I was watching it, and my wife was watching it too, and it was a good show. So get over it. So I'm watching this show, and the challenge was they had to make cookies that were puzzle piece cookies. So they had to make separate cookies that puzzle pieced together. And so when I was thinking about that, I saw the way that they did it was they would take the cookie cutter for the cookie that they wanted to slot into the other cookie, and they would, after it was baked, they would cut with the cookie cutter the shape out so that they would be guaranteed a perfect fit. So they would cut one out of one side and the other out of the other side so that when they fit together, they would fit together. So what I want to do is I want to take this low poly saber-toothed tiger and I want to attach it to this caveman cave. These are the low poly dinos that I got from 3D Printing Professor. So what I can do is I can take this and I'm going to just push Control C and Control V, and I'm going to make a copy of it. So what I can do is I can take this copy and I can turn it into a whole, and now I can rotate this however I'd like to. Let me rotate it so that it looks like the saber-toothed tiger a little bit here. So there's my little saber-toothed tiger. Okay, so now what I can do is I can actually take this and, where you at? There you are. I can move it around and manipulate it so that it's touching the Cave of Wonders here. And what's really cool is anywhere that it intersects with that cave, it's going to cut a hole out of. So I can actually take it, insert the feet however I'd like. So I can do like this, and then if I take and group them together, it's going to punch holes where the feet were. So now what happens is if I 3D print the cave and I 3D print the saber-toothed tiger separate, then the saber-toothed tiger will actually fit in these holes like a puzzle piece. I mean, if the overhangs are good and the print works out the way that it's supposed to. But I could technically make this so that the saber-toothed tiger was meant to slot into this rock. And if I wanted to, I could actually take this, and if I hold the shift key, I can make it just a little bit bigger. So by making it just slightly bigger, then those holes are just a little bit bigger, so it's a little more likely that it's going to fit in there. So, hey, yeah. Brian, how you doing, buddy? It's good to see you. Thanks for joining. I also don't know where everybody else is, but I've come to the conclusion that, you know what, I'm not doing it for the views. I'm doing it for the hardcore fans, and because it's fun. I feel you, Brian. I am also very tired. My kids have been waking up in the middle of the night the last couple of nights and keeping me up, so it's been a little bit, but you do it because you love them, you know? Brian, we were just, that's what she said. Brian, we were just talking about how you can fit and merge pieces together using Tinkercad. So what I did is I took this saber-toothed tiger model and I made a copy of it, and then I took that copy and turned it into a hole. So now wherever I put this saber-toothed tiger on this cave, wherever it intersects is going to punch a hole that's shaped like that saber-toothed tiger. So I could maybe try to fit it together like a puzzle piece later. And so we were just kind of talking about how little tricks like that you can use to merge things together, and how I could make a mount for this saber-toothed tiger. I could even put it like, here we go. Let's take this. How about like this?
Yeah, so he's got to make a robot pumpkin, and talk about taking the printer blocks and just making it so they can go into a pumpkin.
So something
now that
like
would
this
be probably the easiest solution.
Yeah. So my idea, Brian. Yeah. So what we're doing is because we can take this and we can, wherever it intersects, and then I mean obviously this probably wouldn't work as a puzzle because they're poorly shaped, but wherever you group them together, and then it's going to punch that hole into the object. So now if I printed the saber-toothed tiger and I printed the cave, then theoretically they should merge together like a puzzle. And if I size them just slightly when I do it, then it gives me a little bit of tolerance with the hole, and so I can make my own custom like puzzles, which is cool. So the idea here is that I would either find a pumpkin online, which I could do while I'm on the wrong screen. I'm like, why will the mouse not go down? I could find a pumpkin on like Thingiverse or something, and then I could punch the printer block pieces into it, or I could attach printer block pieces to it so that the printer block naturally mounts.
You could take the actual cube pieces that hold the little connectors in them and pretty much connect it so the arms stick out and you have spots for legs down below, and it's just joined that way.
Yeah,
I think that would be probably the easiest way to do that.
That's kind of what I was thinking that I would do. Is I could just bring my pumpkin into Tinkercad, and then I could just attach blocks where I put one on top for the head, put a couple on the bottom for the legs, or maybe on the bottom out to the sides, and then that way it would still print. But so that's what we were thinking. That's what we're thinking. Row bumpkin.
Yep, row bumpkin.
Hey, I'll take offense to that term. My uncle was a row bumpkin. What about you, Aaron? What are you working on?
Well, if you would have watched last week's show, you would know that I'm working on a. So I'm actually going to make this so people can, well, so it can be printed, but also to make it out of wood. It's my lithophane light box. So I printed the pillar off so I can actually use it as a template for pieces of wood to get down and kind of mark what I need.
Did you have a router
got the
for
actual
that profile? The router bit for that profile?
Well, this profile, no. What I was going to do was, since I've got 90 degrees there, that's going to be my outside. I just got to get it cut on an angle here and then cut the inside pieces for my slot.
Show me the profile again. Okay. So you can you can do all that on a table saw probably.
Well, yes, I could probably do it all on table saw. So, yeah, that's my plan. Kind of get this worked. Yeah, and just kind of get that all made up and good to go.
So, guess what happened today?
What?
The leaves finally started falling off the trees.
So it's finally fall there.
It's finally fall in Arizona, guys. Let's all cheer. Right? Let's have it. I won the lottery. No, I did not win. Well, let me tell you, I got the best life right now. I got wonderful family that I love. I got a job where I get to go and play with toys all day. I mean, I basically won the lottery.
He's got the world's best co-host.
Seriously. Yeah, great friends. Great friends, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I love this community, although I did ask a question earlier on Twitter and nobody responded. Not a single person responded to my tweet. And I was like, man, I should have posted it with a picture or something.
That's funny. I'm actually looking through a bunch of pumpkins on Thingiverse. I found several low poly ones that should be low poly enough for Tinkercad.
I've seen those, but I almost wonder, like, if I should try to make one myself. If it would just be cool if I made one myself.
That would be cool. I know there's tutorials to do it in Blender. Because I've done pumpkin years ago in Blender.
The pumpkin that you made for all those kids? Did you make your own?
No, actually, I was going to do that to make my own, but since there was some that was already made, I just went with that.
Mm-hmm. Well,
it made my life a little easier. Because it's not like I was selling them; I was literally giving them away. So
I would like to try to make my own, but I don't have super skills. I'm wanting.
You can.
Like, because I could make like a bottom profile that has the scallops that I want and stuff. Like in Fusion, that wouldn't be too hard. And then I would love to see a tool that let you extrude like this. That would be cool.
Well, there is the Loft tool that kind of lets you do that.
I'm unfamiliar with how the Loft tool works. I've tried to use it.
So you get two planes. You get two planes. So here's a sketch and here's a sketch. So you take this sketch and you hit O for offset and you copy it, make it smaller.
Brian, we need to hang out more because I also enjoy fettuccine Alfredo. Just one more thing we liked. Brian didn't get a chance to see my sweater yet, so just show that off. There we go. Brian, I don't know if you celebrate Christmas. If you don't, that's okay, but Santa Kong is coming to town. You're right, Aaron?
Yeah, I'm just replying.
Okay, you cut off mid-sentence, and then...
Sorry. What was I saying?
Yeah, Brian.
Oh, yes, the Loft. Right. So you do an offset, then you go up. You move it up, and then or you can just copy it and move it up and scale it down if you want. You can do an offset to scale it down. Either way, you can do that. And then the Loft tool, you select the two platforms, the planes, sketches, and then you actually loft them together. That looks kind of cool.
The magic wave. Well, I've been working a lot with Tinkercad lately, man. I'm telling you. Skillet down. Do you guys listen to Skillet?
Yes.
Sounds like the end of a test at cooking school. That's the final exam. I am looking for... All right. Oh yeah, I forgot about those illusions. Those name illusions are awesome too. Skrillex down. Isn't it Skrillex of a down?
System of a Down.
All right, Skillet of a down. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. There's some pretty cool jack-o'-lanterns on Tinkercad. Oh, can you make patterns on Tinkercad? I bet I could just make one wedge. Skrillex of a system, he says. I bet I could just make one wedge and then copy it in a circular pattern. I could maybe do that. Oh, it just looks like an egg. Ooh, okay. We're going to try something here. We're going to try something here. This one. Share, please. So this pumpkin right here, it looks like it's just an egg that they just copied around in a circle. Right? And then they just they just overlap.
Almost. Actually, it would be more of circles.
circles. A circle is not a three-dimensional shape. I don't understand what you're talking about.
It looks like a circle that had parts cut out of it, like you intersect.
Oh boy. It's going to take a long time going through this. This is the one thing I don't like about Tinkercad, is that they have shapes like already designed, which is cool, except for the fact that sometimes you want to make your own design, you know? Oh, I could do a sphere. I could do a sphere, I bet. Just stretch it. Take a sphere. Here we go. And then you just stretch it. Look at that. There it is. Okay. All right. So now I can take this thing, Control C, Control V. So now what you do is you take these and you put them around in a circle. Look at that. Look at that. I mean, almost. That's almost a pumpkin. Take these bad boys, put them together, shrink them down a little bit. Look at that, dude. That's close. You made a bell. You made a bell pepper. I mean, that's not bad. That's not that bad. And then I just got to make a little stem, but that's not hard. I mean, it is hard for some people, but then I could just like this, pull it up here. Look at that. I mean, I've seen worse looking pumpkins. Look at that. You don't have to laugh so hard, Aaron, right? I can see you snickering over there.
Sorry, I was muted. I was speaking, and apparently you couldn't hear me because I muted it for a second. What I would do is I would look at the top overview and try to make it as round as possible. I don't know if there's a
oh yeah, but I'm just saying. I'm just
repeat,
as a basic
if you
concept.
could repeat it in the axes.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a way to like make like a legit pattern, like a circular pattern in Fusion.
All right, Brian, go get yourself some beauty rest. You know, you need it, being 53 and all.
I love how you're just throwing his age out there like it's not a big deal.
It's not. It's not a big deal.
It's all about.
And I know his age, and I'm saying that we were going to have him on the show for our 53rd episode. We never did.
Oh yeah.
That's why I'm saying it so much.
I mean, that's pretty even. That's not perfect, but it's not perfect. But you know, that kind of looks
Have
like
a good
a
one,
pumpkin.
Brian.
Tell me that doesn't kind of look like a pumpkin.
That looks like a pumpkin.
Look at that. See,
With
I mean,
a cork
it's
in
not.
the top.
It's pumpkin-ish, huh?
With a cork in the top.
Yeah, the stem's not great, but I mean that's something that can be fixed, maybe.
You can bevel it on an end and make it smaller. Just have it taper down, and there you go.
Well, let's see here. We can bevel. And we can. No, I want it more low poly, maybe. I mean, that's a little better.
There you go.
I can make it super low poly. How about that? Look at that.
I mean, that's definitely very low poly. I wouldn't do it that low because that's crazy support. Go back. About there. See, that's pretty. Yeah, a little
Right there?
too much.
Too much?
A little more higher. There.
It's
You've
not
got
bad.
some low poly, but not too low.
That's not bad. Kind of looks like a little grenade.
Yeah.
And then what I ought to do is take a box and let's see, just take like maybe 5 millimeters. Take this and just like that.
You're gonna cut off part of the bottom.
Yeah, so it's flat. Is that too
Yep.
tall? It might be a little too tall. I
Yeah,
want
take
it
it
to
down
be,
just a smidge. That's good.
there you go. And then this is just concept here, right? This is not my actual dealio, but I take this.
There you go.
There you go. See? I got to figure
There you
something
go.
out with the base because that doesn't look great, but I could probably put in some sort of a cylinder.
I'd put a sphere in there. Put a sphere in there and smush it. Oh, that might work. I wouldn't extend it that far. I would extend. Well, here's your problem doing that with it. If you scroll, you go up, you'll have, so we are sticking out some on the base.
Right here. Yeah.
Yep. If you did a sphere up in there, or shrink that, there you go, like a little farther in, I think.
I just need to connect all these circles is all I really need to do.
Yep.
So I guess as long as it's connecting them,
That should be good.
You can still see it, but it's not nearly as big a deal.
Yeah, that works. That works.
This is just a little test anyways. This is just kind of a tester. That's not bad. I mean, that's a pumpkin, right?
There you go.
I don't think many people would say that's not a pumpkin, you know? And then you can take something like this. Like this. My eye! Let's see. There we go. And just, actually, I want to make that a hole. There we go. Look at that. And then right here, here we go. Boom. And then, oh shoot, you know what I needed to do? I needed to do this. I'll just color it in like this. Wait for it. Wait for it. This is going to be epic. Aaron, wait for it. Here it comes. Here it comes. I see chat moving. Is chat moving?
Chat is moving. Auto Drop 3D, how's it going?
Auto drop. How you doing, buddy? Wait for it. Here it comes. Here it comes. This is atrocious, Aaron. This is so horribly ugly. All right. Go.
Just fill in that spot right there and you're good to go.
Okay. All right. Done. And then just shrink this down. Right.
Let's scale it down a bit too.
Yeah, it's a little too big.
That's what she said.
That's what she always says, though. So rotate this bad boy. Okay. Oh yeah, that's horrible. Okay, instead.
Nice.
There it is. All right. See, look at that. Group that. Let's do this. Kapowie. Look at that. There you go.
There you go.
Hey, you know, that's not bad.
Right. That's not bad at all. You're just missing the nose. Can't breathe, other than through its mouth.
That's a jack-o'-lantern for a 4-year-old. He's a mouth breather. The pumpkin, not the 4-year-old. What do you think, Auto Drop? Does that kind of look like a pumpkin?
Yep.
Although I made those couple of sections super low poly and they don't match the other ones.
Well, I mean, you can adjust that.
I can, yeah, because I can always just
Ungroup.
ungroup, and then I can always just fix that here.
So I won't be able to play that racing game. It was saying like an hour and a half remaining whenever I came out here, and I had to stop it so I would actually have, you know, decent quality stream.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's good because it was just one of those like last minute things.
Oh yeah. So
yeah, there we go. Got it. There. All these things. Group. Boom, baby. Look at that. Well, that, Aaron, is a pumpkin. Look at that.
Nice.
Yeah, all right. That looks pretty good, actually. I'm a little impressed with myself that I figured that out. That's not bad. Should be a little squashier pumpkin. There you go. Look at that. Squashy. Look at that. That's too squashy. That's pretty good, man. Thanks for your help. Look at that. Figured it out.
I really didn't do much.
Oh, auto drop. So yeah. So, anyways, one of my buddies.
He's getting started early.
Yeah, for next year. One of my buddy's kids had asked him for a pumpkin robot for Christmas, and they were like, "Sorry, buddy, you can't have a pumpkin robot. You can't have a pumpkin robot," because they didn't know where they were going to find a pumpkin robot. And so, all pumpkins are squashed. Thank you. That was honey. Man, how did Brian not pick up on that one? That's a good one. I said it was squashy, and he said all pumpkins are squashed. Anyway, he had asked for a pumpkin robot for Christmas. They told him that he wasn't going to get one, and my wife volunteered me to make him a pumpkin robot. So I wanted to make a pumpkin, a jack-o'-lantern, and then I'm going to take Joe Larson's printed block mechs pieces, and I'm gonna take and put some blocks and connect them so that he can customize his own pumpkin robot, pumpkin mech, I guess. So I'm impressed. That looks like a pumpkin, Aaron. Like for real.
There you go. Now that's maybe one of these days you can actually make a maker coin that looks like me.
This pumpkin was supposed to look like you, styled after.
I thought so. I thought it's supposed to look like me.
All right. Anyways, what other projects do I got going on? I got some rocking chairs I gotta make. I got some nativities that I gotta make. Got a couple of people interested in those nativity scenes.
Nice. Chris, you want to see some magic?
Oh, so desperately bad I do. Your green screen affected those cards.
It's magic, though, Chris.
It is magic. It is magic. Ooh, and it's all gathered up. The mouth looks like a Batman symbol. It does. You're right. Auto drop. You are right. It does kind of look like a bat symbol. I was thinking more like a TIE fighter, or an X-wing, maybe.
So speaking of TIE fighters and X-wings, Go ahead. But just speaking of them, go ahead. I'll finish that thought when you're done.
Well, no, auto drop. It's one of those things where I know that I'm not a great artist, and so I didn't really take much time with the mouth. I could probably redo it and make it maybe a little bit neater. But it does kind of look like Batman. So truly accurate. What were you going to say?
Okay, so I've got my ornaments. I don't know if I told you about my ornaments. I got them all in. I had some. So Hallmark made storyteller ornaments, Star Wars ones, and I had 3 of them. I have the Millennium Falcon. I've got Darth Vader's TIE Fighter and Luke's X-Wing.
Are those the ones that connect together and tell a story together? Oh my gosh, you have no idea how badly I want those. Like, dude, the Hogwarts.
The Millennium. Yeah. Oh no, I know. The Millennium Falcon itself on eBay is over $300.
Oh my gosh.
I luckily got it at $50 from Hallmark forever, a couple of years back. Anyway,
I want so bad. I want the story. Those are my favorite ones, but I just can't justify the expense. Like,
I did spend money. I did spend money on them. Well, the other ones I didn't have. So I've got all 6 now. I've now got the Death Star, the Star Destroyer, and the Y-Wing.
That's so
included.
Cool. I'm super jealous.
When you hit play, it goes for like 20 minutes. And you just stop it and then start it again. It starts over from the beginning. So here's a little clip, a minute clip that I did with Carter earlier. I'll post it on. I'll post it on Twitter. But Carter was having a lot of fun.
Dude, I'm so jealous. Like, you have no idea. Is that? Oh, that's the Death Star. Oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Yeah, Carter was just having a heyday.
They have a Harry Potter Hogwarts castle one.
Oh, well, I know.
That has like,
I played with
like
that too. Whenever it was that.
It's like this big, and it's a couple $100.
Yeah. It's going to be a lot more now because I'm pretty sure they don't make it anymore.
Are you serious? Because I went to the Hallmark store and saw it like, I don't know, maybe a month ago.
Well, I mean, if they still have it there, they stopped the Star Wars ones. So yeah, to get the Star Wars ones, it's gonna cost you an arm and a leg and some other extremities, Chris.
Yeah.
Because my most expensive one that I actually bought was just under $100.
Well, this one
was the Y-Wing.
The castle. If this is what I'm seeing, it's $120. Oh yeah, here I can pop it up. I forgot. I have that capability. It's a
that's it.
It's a tree topper. It's $120 right now, and then all the actual characters are like $30.
Yep. Well, that's not bad on the characters. I knew they had Harry, Ron, and Hermione. I didn't know they had Dumbledore and whoever else.
Well, they have a ton. There was a ton. There was like there's probably 10 different characters. It
Oh
was really
wow.
cool. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
on my list of things that I'll probably never own but want so desperately. Like, just
Yep.
so cool.
So,
I
but
just
yeah,
I don't know that it's
that's
so
why.
awesome. I don't know that I can justify spending $120 on it. There's a
Yeah, no, I
tree skirt, a
understand.
Harry Potter Hogwarts tree skirt
There you go.
for $100. I just can't justify it. Something that gets covered up with presents. You know what I mean? You don't even see it. It's true.
You do before and after.
Merry Christmas. Here's the last present. You get to see the tree skirt.
There you go. And then it stays there until you take the tree down. So
It's true. That's
and
true.
it
And I'm
looks a lot
probably going to
better
be a
than
little.
just having the legs set there for the tree. So,
Well, I have a tree skirt. I have a nice little one of those red velvet ones with the white around it. It says Merry Christmas on it. It's pretty cool.
there you go.
So there is one more thing that I wanted to talk about on the stream.
Yes.
And if people made it this far, great. I hope that you guys made it this far in the video. So I wanted to talk about a website that I found that that I use. I've been thinking a lot. So my 3-year-old, I have a 3-year-old now because his birthday was on Wednesday. My 3-year-old, he for his birthday, like the day before his birthday, I took Elliot, my 7-year-old, to the store to go buy him a present, right? So that he could have a present from his brother, right? So I take him into the store. He goes to buy the present, and while we were in there, he was like, "Dad, can I get something for me too?" And I was like, "No, bud, this is for Isaac's birthday." And he's like, "Please, please, please." And I'm like, "You don't understand. This is not your day. We're trying to make it special for your brother, not for you." And it was really hard for me to explain to him why he shouldn't get a present on his brother's birthday. And I can remember being that kid when I was younger, that I would get a birthday present and my brother would have to get a present on the same day because he was younger than me and he felt like he needed to get one or whatever. And so I've been searching for ways, especially during the holiday season, to help Elliot to be more selfless, to have him teach him, this is a time that we should be serving others. It's a time where we should be lifting up and helping other people, because it's Christmas, and I'm a devout Christian. I'm very, very religious person, and it's something that's kind of ingrained in me that's just what you do. You serve, you help others, and I want to try and help Elliot to understand that he needs to think about other people, especially during this time of the year. And it's hard because he's only 7. So what I discovered, this is something that was created by my church, but it's pretty non-denominational. I mean, it's basically, it's if you're Christian, then this shouldn't offend you, or if it does offend you, I apologize. It's all about serving and helping others. But I found this cool website. It's called lighttheworld.org. So lighttheworld.org, basically the entire website exists to help people to discover opportunities for service throughout December. And so they have a lot of really cool things. So they have like videos about Jesus Christ and his birth. They have an app. There's an app that will actually, like, it will pop up on your screen once a day, a reminder to do something nice for somebody else. There's like charity links so that you can find different charities if you want to donate. Lots of information, resources, things that you can download and share with other people. It's really cool. This is my favorite thing though, is the daily service calendar. So on the daily service calendar, it basically gives you one random act of kindness that you can complete every day of December from now until from now until Christmas, basically. And so it starts out with December 1st was Giving Tuesday. I don't know if you guys don't know what Giving Tuesday is, right? So there's Black Friday, there's Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday, and then after Cyber Monday is Giving Tuesday, where you're supposed to donate money to a charity. And a lot of businesses will actually match your donation to these causes. So you donate through a business and they will double your donation essentially, which is really cool. But basically what this calendar does, see if I can zoom in a little bit. Does that work? Yeah, that does work. Sweet.
Yeah.
So it's like a different thing that you can do every day. So like Giving Tuesday, make a donation to charity, volunteer with a nonprofit, and then it says to post a link so other people can participate. Highlight a hero that represents Christ-like love to you, right? So it's these little random acts of kindness that are not necessarily hard or difficult or expensive or anything, but I made an advent calendar. So every day it has one of these squares in the advent calendar, and then every day we can pull one out and see what's our random act of kindness going to be today. And so you're supposed to post things that you do using the hashtag #LikeTheWorld, which I think is really cool because it's just another positive message. I don't know if you guys saw last week, I was posting a bunch of stuff trying to be more positive, and I was posting with the hashtag #GiveThanks. And so you're supposed to kind of continue that with the hashtag #LikeTheWorld. And I'm a little bit conflicted. I'm curious to know your thoughts on this, Aaron. But
I'm sorry, I spaced out a little bit on that last part. Messaging back and forth about something with somebody. So say that last part again.
So I'm curious what you think about this because I'm a little bit conflicted with. I'm supposed to be posting things with the hashtag #LikeTheWorld. So like when I do one of these random acts of kindness, I'm supposed to do a social media post that says hashtag #LikeTheWorld to try and spread that positivity to other people's pages, right? Because right now there's so much negative going on in the world that any positive is a good thing. But I have such an issue with, I don't want it to seem like I'm bragging. Hey, look what I did. Look how cool I am because I donated money to this charity or whatever.
No, I agree.
And so it's one of those where I do think that people need to see other people doing nice things because it does add that little spot of positivity. But I just don't know how I can spread positivity without, I don't know what in Portuguese you would say "jega." You want to take out the "jega," which is GH, which stands for Gloria, the song, like the glory of man. Basically, you would say, I want to take out the thing that makes it seem like I'm being, look how cool I am, look how good I am. I did this, I did this, I did this. And so I don't know if I'm going to be really posting on social media the stuff that I do, but if you guys are interested in participating in this, because it's just a nice way to show positivity, but also you can serve a lot of people, even if it's just posting your appreciation for healthcare workers like this on the 8th, right? If you're spreading positivity, they have drugs that combat that and make it so you can live a normal life. There's a lot of spreading going on right now, isn't there? So I don't know. I guess the idea is I would love to have a pandemic of positivity as opposed to what we're currently going through. So anyways, if you guys are interested, I would encourage you guys to look up this website. Like I said, it's called liketheworld.org, and it just has a whole bunch of information, resources, places that you can donate, videos that you can share that are just positive. Like I said, I'm a devout Christian, and so, well, I mean, I belong to the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. I'm a Mormon, as it were, but Mormons are Christians too. So this is something that I'm really into because it's all about serving others and helping others, and that's what I'm all about. So I encourage you guys to go to that, and I'll I'll put it in the video description too. I'll put a link to the website so you guys can get there. And then,
Yep. So,
Aaron, did you create like a Word document or something when you made that list of makers that people should follow?
it's not a Word document; it's a note, but I can
Can
send it
you
to you in email.
copy that into like a Google Doc and share it with me?
I can send it to you in an email.
Well, yeah, but if you make it into a Google Doc and share it with me, then as we add makers to that list, it auto updates.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Makes sense. Won't be able to do it tonight, but yeah, I can try.
No, it's whenever you get a chance. But anyways, that's pretty much all I got for today. You got anything that you would like to add to this, or?
Not really. So, yeah, I can't think of anything. You know, I mean, obviously, if you guys want to try to help out, just find a way to help somebody out. You can 3D print a toy for some kids. You know, there's a bunch of different ways to do something. There's the Christmas tree angels that we do around here in Missouri. So there's an angel that has a list of like a family or a kid. We get a toy for them. So it's one of the things that happens around here.
I wonder if Joe's doing that ornament thing again.
I was literally thinking the same thing.
We should message him and see. And if he is, we should maybe get him on the show like next week or something.
Sounds good to me.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for watching. If you guys made it to the end, then congratulations. You're winners. You won. I don't know what you win, but you win. So that's awesome. We really appreciate everything you guys do for us, all the comments, all the participation in chat. It's what makes this show worth it. Because honestly, if nobody watched at all, you know, maybe because Aaron and I could do this over a video conference, just call each other or whatever. But it's fun interacting with you guys, and so I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you next week on a different bat channel, but the same bat network over here on Aaron's channel next week. Handy out learner. So,
all right, thank you everybody for joining us. Catch you next week on the Flippity Flip.
Happy making, Merry Christmas, or whatever you
take care.
Happy Friday.